What on earth has been going on with the energy market over the last few years? It has been ridiculous. So this video is going to bring you up to date on which Octopus Smart tariffs have been popular and what we're looking like in 2024. For those who have been following the channel for a long time, firstly, thank you. And secondly, you'll know I'm a massive fan of Octopus Energy. I used to be on a tariff from OVO when we first had the Model S back in 2018. And a friend of mine called Josh said, you want to check out this new company called Octopus. They're brilliant, they're smart, there's so many sort of good features. And they've got this tariff called Octopus Go. Now, Octopus Go still exists in a way, but fundamentally Octopus Go was an off-peak cheap charging tariff. So you would charge an EV such as this BMW i3 and you would plug it in. I think back then it was midnight till 4:30. Someone might be able to correct me in the comments. But you'd plug it in at midnight or start the charge in the car or the charger to start at midnight, and that was it. So Octopus Go was the #1 tariff for a long time. Then I had a video that is one of my most popular videos, and it was all about Octopus Agile. Now, Agile was a bit confusing. So my video was very popular because it sort of explained how it all worked, and Agile is still available. And what Agile does is it tracks the wholesale price of energy in 30-minute units, and it goes through, and if the energy price goes up, you pay more. Now, it used to be quite good because the maximum price you could pay was 35p, I think, and it would only really be at very peak times. Now, for most people, the peak time was, I think, like 4 till 6 p.m. or 4 to 8 p.m, those kind of windows, where everyone comes home from work, they put the oven on, they put the kettle on, and energy demand is higher. Now, it was okay because a lot of people just moved their energy outside of those hours. And the advantage was you got very cheap charging overnight, and sometimes it even did something called plunge pricing where it went negative, which is amazing. So Octopus actually paid people like me who would keep an eye on the rates, and when it did go to plunge, and crikey, they used to text you and email you when it was happening. It was really good. When it went negative, you would plug in and be paid for your energy use. Now, why was that? Now, the thing about wind energy, for example, is you can't sort of dial it back or turn it off in a way. Well, you can, you have to turn off the wind farm, but then you're wasting a lot of really cheap energy. And this is the frustrating part of it. Now it's getting better with a lot of energy storage, and the grid really likes companies like Octopus who do these smart tariffs, because what we can do is we can set our cars to charge when there's an excess of green energy in the grid, and it means that those turbines can just stay on. They don't get turned off, which is a really positive thing. If you've got a battery, it's even better. You just charge it up when it goes really cheap, and the smart software can do that, triggers it and fills up. So for a long time, Agile was good. Then it all went to pot with Russia invading Ukraine and various other sort of geopolitical issues, to not go too depressing on it, because it's obviously a very sad state of affairs. Agile then became expensive. Now, it became a risk because as the energy price went up, that 35p cap, which nowadays you'd go, oh, it's not too bad. Plenty of people pay double that for energy from rapid chargers, for example. But that 35p maximum had to stop, and they put it up. I think it went up to about £1. So at that point, a lot of people just went, you know what? That's a little bit scary. And at that point, lots of people went, you know what, that's a bit scary. I don't want to risk paying £1 a unit at home. At home should be where it's cheap to charge. I'm gonna call it quits on that. And most people went over to Octopus Go, which then transitioned into Octopus Intelligent. Now, Go was a simple off-peak tariff, like I mentioned earlier. You plug in at midnight or 11:30 whenever your cheap rates start. You got the cheap rates, and you could also stick your white goods on and anything power intensive in the house and get the cheap rates as well. Superb. Octopus Intelligent is now the #1 tariff in the UK for EV drivers and for anyone else who has, say, a home battery or another reason to have a draw on energy where they can control when they take that energy. So in 2024, Octopus Intelligent is brilliant because it allows you to plug in when you get home. So at the moment, I've got my second driveway space completely free at the moment because my wife's in the Model Y down in Kent. So when she gets home this evening, she'll probably have about 20% charge left in the car. So we'll plug in with our old school, dumb, non-smart Tesla charger. What happens then is the car will then talk to Octopus and go, "Ooh, I need a decent amount of charge tonight. When do you want to give me that energy?" Octopus then looks at the grid and looks at the unit costs and CO2 levels and creates a custom timetable for the Model Y for tonight to say we're going to charge it in these hours, and it goes on and off through the night, and it's brilliant. It's just worked perfectly. The big advantage over Go is if you're going to bed earlier than 11:30, you don't have to go outside to plug it in. You just plug it in when you get home. It takes a few seconds, speaks to Octopus, and then it stops the charger, and then it'll start it again when it goes down to cheap time. But you can still charge things like the BMW i3 using the off-peak hours. So you just plug it in at 11:30 like you would on Octopus Go, but you've got that intelligent way with the Tesla, for example. Now, the only bit I can't do, and please comment below if you've got something like one of the smart chargers, is could you link just one smart charger and have it controlling 2 different cars? In theory, you could. I'm not 100% certain on that. I'd love to know. So if you've got experience with that, please comment below. But yeah, what's next? I don't know. The reality is, at the moment, Octopus Intelligent works really well. I've had 2 price cuts in the last couple of months where they just email you and say, "Oh, by the way, we're going to charge you less for your energy," which is great, and we're starting to get better. We just need things to happen the other end of the grid with the mass scale production of energy. You know, we need more solar, we need more wind, we need more tidal, we need all these things that are going to bring our energy costs down. And the advantage of being with Octopus Intelligent is that because it tracks the price, if the price does come down significantly, then we will get a cheaper price as well. Yeah, hopefully in this shortish sort of video, you've kind of got up to speed on where energy used to be a few years ago with the sort of the start of the smart tariffs from Octopus and where it goes now. If you are looking for a new energy provider and you like what Octopus have on offer, if you grab the link from my description, you can get £50 of free energy, which is great, and I get the same, so it keeps the i3 topped up. And yeah, if you've got any questions, my email address is there as well. Just drop me a question. I still answer emails every week from people just asking questions about energy and things. So yeah, more than happy to help out if I can. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in another video. Bye.